them baby. Yeah. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta, hold it down. Read that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? You can bring it down like 2 more notches in. Today, all year. Coming with another wonderful episode of Loungin. We made it another Friday. Tay-Tay 1990, Sandra Thomas, Marquise Collins up in the chat. A woo for all y'all. Beautiful to see y'all sunshiny faces. I'm glad y'all made it another week, and I'm not by myself. I am joined by Lady Lisa. Say what's up.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, and Lady Lisa just dropped the second episode of A Walk in Her Shoes. Black Together, A Walk in Her Shoes. Her and Madam Butterfly doing their thing, breaking down topics. What did y'all talk about today?
Ice Cube and all the shenanigans around contract with Black America.
Okay, Ice Cubicles, no problem.
Yeah.
So guys, after this live stream, y'all can check out that video. Unless you already checked it out, then, thank you. So,
remember to like and comment.
Yeah, comment, like, all that mess. So, we had a week. You know what? I'll let you, whatever you want to talk about first, I'm down with it. You know what I'm saying? Normally, I'd be like, I want to start the story off. I wanted to start off with something light and funny, but you know what? Do your thing. What would you like to start with?
We're going to start with some news I think none of us knew. This is breaking news. Breaking news. You ready?
Okay.
Jenny from the block is black.
Ooh, did you know that? All right, this is actually one of the ones that started on. It was a nice little warm-up article from the source.com. Jennifer Lopez faces criticism for calling herself a black girl from the Bronx.
Well, why would she face criticism for saying she's a black girl from the Bronx?
I don't know. Maybe it's because...
I don't know. She's not black.
If you could read the article for us, please. break it down to the young brothers and sisters out there.
Okay. While many Spanish-speaking people in New York City will quickly identify or assimilate themselves among their peers as black people, pop star Jennifer Lopez is facing a stream of backlash for her reference to herself as a black girl from the Bronx in the song Lonely with Colombian singer Maluma. In the lyrics of the song, J-Lo sings "Tu negrita del Bronx," which in English says, "I'll always be your black girl from the Bronx." A clip from the song's official video with Lopez's singing the controversial lyrics has now made a celebratory revolution in the blogosphere because Jenny from the block has never really claimed or referenced herself as black in the past because she ain't.
Because she's not black.
I added that last part, but both fans and critics have called out Lopez on Twitter using her in a lyric on "I'm Real" with Ja Rule as support of their argument. Oh, N-A, so okay.
She used the N-word.
She used the N-word. I was confused on that.
So
and they kind of ended abruptly.
Let's be for real. Ever since Money Train, J-Lo has operated essentially as an exotic white woman. Let's not front. Let's not front with each other. Let's not pretend. Let's not play games. You know what I'm saying? Look, I know. What's up, Blue Knight? Nice to see you up in here. Got Marquise Collins once again. Look, I know. Y'all probably chilling out on a Friday night. Y'all like, look, we want to get you in and out. I'm gonna get you in and out. We ain't gonna waste time on this. I ain't gonna go along. We know good and well, J-Lo as well as many other white Latinos and Latinas, Latinx, whatever you want to call, whatever you want to go by. I respect that, but most of you operate in American culture as white people. And that's fine. That's cool. But you can't operate essentially as a exotic white woman for years and years and then be like, yo, I'm just a black girl from the Bronx. No. You're not just a black girl from the Bronx.
I think there are a lot of black girls from the Bronx that would take issue with that.
Yeah, they're like, hold up. Hold up now. No. All right, so as you can see, people be wild. So, with this said, we have this situation where now, because it's hot, they try to get your little protest on. You want to act like you an ally and stuff.
But she can be all of that and not be black.
No, but you don't understand though.
No, you're right.
Better.
I don't.
It's so much better when you can pretend to be black.
It's actually not.
Yo,
it's actually
J-Lo,
not.
I'm gonna just end this story with stop it. Stop it. As crazy as colorism is in Latinx community, I ain't trying to hear nothing about you being black. You ain't pretending to be black. You ain't stop it. Big shout out to the chat though. Marquis Collins says J-Lo is a cornball. Blue Knight said, when can black people just decide to be black? Let's see. Then says, yes, their grandma are black, but not them in Latin America. Look. I
don't know.
I don't even know. I ain't seen J-Lo grandma, so I can't call it. But I'm gonna say like this. On the Boondocks, Huey made a great statement. What the police would consider black, the police would not consider J-Lo black.
In any way, shape, or
driving down the
form.
street, they might confuse her for like some Italian or Greek woman or something like that. They are not. She is not black. Like we talk about CW all the time. A visibly black woman. A woman that you see is like, oh, there's a black woman over there. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be like, is she Hawaiian? Maybe she's Colombian, Polynesian. Is she? She's Dominican. I don't know. Maybe she's biracial. I don't know. No, I'm talking about a black woman. You like look and be like your mama. I'm pretty sure you can look at your mom and be like, oh, she black. Ain't no. J-Lo, stop it. The last time we saw you up in here, you had them baby hairs, which wasn't even baby hairs. That was just regular hair on your forehead. And now here you come. Look, just stop it. All right, we ain't got time for none of that.
You should have tried this when you was dating Puff Daddy. Just too late.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Too late.
You could have did this when you was Puff with Puff, but then you left Puff and Sean went to jail, and then you went with what, Ben Affleck? She was Ben Affleck for a second.
I don't know.
And then she disappeared or something. Anyway, point is, J-Lo, just stop.
You ain't black and stop it.
You ain't black. Okay. Stop it. We don't need no more songs.
The end. We don't need to give you any more time or energy. Just stop.
You know what I'm saying? Where's Ashanti on this one? I want to hear Ashanti's.
Ashanti is living her best life, minding her business.
Oh,
she pops up every blue moon and like, all right, okay, bye.
Oh, man. Shouts to Tay-Tay 1990 said J-Lo is trash and a culture vulture. The best thing to happen to her was marrying and having kids with Mark Anthony. You know, you ain't never lied. Because right when her career was starting to kind of like wane a little bit, she got married to Mark Anthony and boop, bumped her back. Yo, man, look, I'm just saying.
Yeah, Mark Anthony. This is on tangent, but Mark Anthony is disrespectful though. So
yeah, Mark Anthony is he's a whole butt opening.
Oh wow! All right,
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's family stuff. All right, so what we got next?
Okay, so let's talk about
what you got.
Let's go ahead with what's her name? Ghislaine Ghislaine.
Oh, Ghislaine Maxwell. Jeffrey Epstein's partner in crime. Literally. So anyway, lately, they released the documents from Ghislaine Maxwell's court proceedings and stuff, or at least some of them. She had a deposition, and see, what is this? 2016 deposition. So this ain't no new stuff. This is the old stuff, but they finally released it. And it's 400 pages. It's more than 400 pages. So I ain't reading all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care that much. Jeffrey Epstein dead. Hopefully he burning down below, and hopefully, everybody who he was working for, helping out, helping get stuff has probably died from COVID-19 by now. But she had the nerve to say that she was Jeffrey Epstein's employee.
She may have started off that way.
Bruh, every photo we saw, y'all was booed up. Y'all was, man, look, this was y'all thing. This is how y'all got down. You was not no employee. You ain't fill out. Where's your W-2? Where is it? That's all I want to know.
She had a 1099. She had a 1099.
Where's your 1099? Where's that? That's what I want to know. Where, if you was an employee, show me where you received the Jeffrey Epstein Enterprises check for your 2 weeks or something.
She got paid under the table where they used to keep them little girls.
Oh, don't you?
Just saying.
Look, man, bruh. Every time we saw them together, you never got the vibe that she worked for Jeffrey Epstein. Never. What is the vibe you got? Oh, they're a couple. This is what y'all do together.
If y'all have not watched that Epstein special is it on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Y'all need to watch that.
Yo, that joint is.
If that don't make your skin crawl, I don't know what will.
And then in the at the end of it, it'd be like Ghislaine Maxwell has maintained her innocence. she has declined comment on this documentary.
Yep. Man, and it's like, good and well, if they hadn't been investigating her before the documentary, they were right after.
Had to come and find you. You know what I'm saying? If you was just an employee and nothing happened to you and you don't know nothing and you ain't seen nobody, then why we had to come find you? She had been missing. People was like, "Where Ghislaine Maxwell at? Where she at? I don't know where she at."
She won't missing.
Man, that girl.
There's a difference between hiding and missing.
She won't missing. She was hiding. Missing is like
somebody took you and nobody knows where you went. No,
she won't miss it.
She was hiding.
She was hiding in them streets. Man, stop it. The sad thing is, there's so many people in the network of Jeffrey Epstein that probably will not pay for what they should be paying for.
Oh, absolutely. But my thing is,
for her to come out and say she was an employee, my dude.
I honestly believe.
I'd rather you just plead the fifth.
Yeah, I honestly believe it will be really huge if, she is charged and convicted for aiding and abetting whatever they find, because I think in a lot of cases, the women that are accomplices to these men never get charged. They never get punished, and he's dead now. So it's nothing you can do with him. But she definitely needs to be punished, and she definitely needs to be charged, because she's just as guilty as he is, because she seemed like the one that would kind of like draw these girls in, sweet talk them. Oh, everything's okay. Everything's cool. You're just going to do this. You're just going to do that. And next thing you know, you get there and you're being groomed. And, she needs to be put under the jail.
Straight up under the jail. But, you know what I'm saying? 400 pages is out, so if you want to check it out, feel free. It's out there. You know what I'm saying? If you want a little light reading, check it out.
That ain't 400 pages of I don't know nothing.
Man, 400 pages of like, I won't dare. But anyway, what else we got?
Let's see. We have an update. The juror in Breonna Taylor's case has been given permission by a judge to speak out.
And that's not only it. Poor Daniel Cameron has been receiving threats.
Let me go.
Can we
find my baby violin.
Can we put together a fund to protect Daniel Cameron, y'all?
No.
I heard that he's been in some dire straits. I heard that he is not feeling well. But this is very interesting because this sets a precedent. If the judge says, she's able to speak, that by extension means that other jurors are able to speak as well.
Yeah.
Man, removing the secrecy from grand juries, or the punishment from the secret, the punishment of breaking that secrecy, man. Now, what will DAs do to bury cases about black people being killed? Because Just like this one. This was kind of like, run of the mill. Hey, the grand jury, what can I do? And now the grand jury's like, nah, bro, you ain't even tell us none of this. You came in here and said we couldn't even indict for that.
Or
you was lying on
or
us.
didn't say that we could.
You didn't say that we could do any of this.
So looking at the article, let's see, I just saw it.
And Marquis Collins got the violins. Shouts to Blue Knight says she was buying $1 million houses in cash. Yo, man, that's what happened when you got that human trafficking money.
Okay. In a statement shortly after the ruling, a grand juror said they were only presented with wanton endangerment charges against former detective Brett Hankinson for firing into other apartments. Hankinson was the only officer charged in the case and has pleaded not guilty. No one was directly charged with Breonna Taylor's death. So they were only presented with that one thing.
Yep. So it's like, what you gonna do? You caught in a lie. You caught in a lie and a lie and a lie. Like there's lies everywhere. There's L's everywhere. L's were raining. Shouts to Joe Budden. But anyway, the dude been lying, and I'm glad that the judge came out, because this is what happens. I said this weeks ago. They gonna throw Daniel Cameron up under this bus. Watch Daniel Cameron get disbarred and indicted, and the cops still won't get charged. Watch when I tell you, they gonna act like Daniel Cameron did this. I'm like, whoa, hold up. There's the police and Daniel Cameron. Not saying that I'm out here trying to protect Daniel Cameron. No, all I'm saying is you were stupid. You should have known. Yo, instead of trying to hide this joint, they killed a black woman in her house that was doing nothing. They found nothing, there was nothing, and the warrant was dirty. Bruh, this is the time when your work need to be up and up. Because he should have been on some, look, y'all can fire me if y'all want, but the bottom line is, I'm running this case straight. Because this case is dirt. It's not like the warrant was dirty, but when they went there, they found tons of drugs. Just drugs everywhere. Just drugs flying. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll be like, oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of be like, hey, well, we found the drugs. But they found nothing. Nothing.
So let me read this part. The grand jury did...
Go on, read.
The grand jury did not have homicide offenses explained to them, the anonymous grand juror wrote in a statement issued by attorney Kevin Glogauer. The grand jury never heard anything about those laws. Self-defense or justification was never explained either. Questions were asked about additional charges, and the grand jury was told there would be none because the prosecutors didn't feel they could make them stick. The grand jury didn't agree that certain actions were justified, nor did it not, I don't know what's it supposed to say, not did it decide the indictment should be the only charges in the Breonna Taylor case. The grand jury was not given the opportunity to deliberate on those charges and deliberated only on what was presented to them. I cannot speak for other jurors, but I can help the truth to be told.
Yo, as you heard, homie straight went in there to lie, steal, cheat, kill, and now look at him. He in trouble. He probably gonna lose his license over this. It's not gonna be if he makes it. I'll be surprised if he makes it.
It depends on if the powers that be are finished using him.
Yo, Tay 1990 said Daniel just wanted to be a pseudo white man to marry his white wife.
I mean, he needed
confirm or deny.
He needed to have some sort of power in order, for her to be like, oh yeah, I'll marry him.
Yeah, they put that fool in place, and they probably told her that too. They're like, yo, look, this your man, but you put him in place, and then what? Oh, yo, let me put this together for you. They're gonna disbar him. They're gonna indict him. She'll divorce him because of the stress of everything that I've learned, and that fool will be by himself. If you would have just listened to me in the first one, I'd be like, yo, prosecute like you're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? See, as you can hear.
But you know what? I don't know, because they may have more use for him. You know?
True.
So
but
it just depends.
You know, look, I'm gonna just tell you, it ain't looking good. It's dumb. It's dumb. We shouldn't have to deal with this, but
yeah,
it what it is. But what we got next?
This fantastic presidential debate.
Ooh, did y'all see the presidential debate? It's the second one.
I will have to say,
it
was a stark difference with them muting the mics. It was a stark difference. You didn't have, you know, the foolishness from the first one. So, you know, it was a great idea for them to mute the mics. You know, of course, they did jump on it as soon as the mics were no longer muted, and they could just kind of go at each other. But it wasn't nearly the poop show that it was on the first one.
And I think DT's people let him know that his strategy in the first one was not really working.
I don't think so. I think it's just because his mic was muted. Like, what you gonna go off and stuff when they can't hear you?
Even Fox News came out of that saying, like, he did a lot. He did too much, and they were talking about how he lost the debate, even on Fox. So I'm like, those are his folks.
Look. And even if his people did tell him that, he don't listen to nobody.
He ain't listening.
So I only think he chilled out, because it's like, I'm not gonna sit here looking like an idiot, you know, rambling, and my mic is off.
Yeah, true that. And thank you, Marquise. Yeah, hit that thumbs up button if you like what you're seeing. Hit that thumbs down if you don't. But if you don't like it, we'll send Daniel Cameron after you. All right? You ain't gonna know nothing about no laws. It's gonna be like, what happened? I thought we was only voting for this.
Oh, don't worry about what happened. This is what you're gonna do.
So, all right, there were a couple things that hit me in the debate, because I mean, it was basically. I noticed that they were hitting hard on racism again this year. I mean, in this debate, but even more so. But we still aren't talking about what we need to be talking about.
I don't know what laws.
Talking about racism in America, no. We need to be talking about police violence against black people. Yeah. That's what we need to be talking about. And how are they going to be punished and jailed for what they have or are doing?
Getting rid of qualified immunity.
All of those things. What we ended up getting, and I tweeted this out, what we ended up getting is Randolph and Mortimer arguing over who was more racist for like a good, 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes? And it was one of those things that was not pleasing to the ear, because I'm like, yo, look, I gotta watch this mess. Technically y'all don't have to watch. But if I was to interject and interact with you guys, you'd be like, yo, did you even watch it? I'd be like, nah, man, I ain't watching. You'd be like, how you gonna talk about it? You ain't watching? I'd be like, I don't know, man. So I had to watch it.
Yeah. The thing that made me shake my head is when they were, like you said, going back and forth about, well, you did this racist thing. Well, you did this racist thing. And I'm sitting here like, so these are our choices? These are our choice. Who's more racist?
America.
Not you're racist and I'm not. You did something racist and I didn't. It's, well, you did this. It's man. This is just, it's embarrassing. It's sad.
I got a question for the chat, and for anyone who's watching the replay. Do you think we need debates anymore if this is what they're going to be?
Nope.
Because, it's not like I'm super duper old, but I remember when I was younger, when they would debate like actual issues of policy. They would still give you your like anecdotal, like, I was in Iowa and I met someone special. But they would also, there was a large part where they would dedicate to like policy, and I'm gonna do this, and like when I get president, I'm gonna executive order this, and like in the first 20 days I'm gonna do this, or first 100 days I'm gonna do that. Like you had plans presented, and they would argue whether that plan, whether it was like a foreign policy or something, they would argue whether it was good or not. Like I remember that, and it's so you're talking about when I was young. So you're talking about in the course of say about 25 years, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about things changing to where it's like, yo, what are we even doing? Now, are we like what are we doing here? Like why are any of us here? Like the moderator, the cameraman, people in the production box, the folks watching. What are we? Do we even need this? It's if we're because I mean, essentially, we got a calmer version of what happened in the first debate.
Yeah, I would love to have a debate where they're told, look, the rules are you don't say anything about the other person and what they have and what they haven't done. We're asking you specifically about you. What is your plan on healthcare? What is your plan?
A few times, be specific.
Yeah, what is your plan, on the environment? What is your plan on taxes? I don't want to hear about what he is doing, what he has done. What is your plan? You can say my plan is better than the one that's in place to refer to him or whatever.
And then say because it does this and this and this and this. Like I'm like looking at this. I'm like, what are we doing here?
I mean, y'all just sitting here like two kids going at each other, and it's just
man. I can't remember who said it, but they were like, "Yo, this is like me and my brothers arguing for who's gonna sit in the front seat." Like this is like
you sat in the front seat last time.
Like, man, it's draining. Especially, and I know you guys at home, you guys got work to do. You're hustling, you're running, you're in the rat race, you're going from here to here, there to there, doing whatever you do to try to keep your head above water. And then you're like, all right, man, it's presidential debate. There's serious things going on. Let me sit down and hear what the platform's about because I know they're serious because I'm serious and I don't even have all the responsibilities they got. So you sit down and you turn on the TV and you look and you're like, dude, I shouldn't feel like I can do your job better than you. Like I shouldn't feel like I can be a better president than you. Like you should always fill me with confidence. Like, yo, man, he's doing a hard job, yo. Like I shouldn't be able to look at this and be like, man, I feel like I could do this. Yeah. like it definitely shouldn't be that.
Hitflick said we need real debates with third-party nominees. The problem is the whole election is stage managed. Absolutely.
Yep.
It's just everything's so staged, everything's so scripted, everything's so artificial. When they're talking, and especially Biden does this. When they're talking and he goes, "It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about you, American people."
It's about you. It's on a whole nother level where it's just frustrating, depressing, and tiring. And I know you tired. Like I know you watching this, you like, come on, man, like do I have to watch anymore? But then you sort of have to watch it to stay informed. But then when you watch it, you're not informed about anything. So then you're like, why should I watch? But then you have that fear of missing out. You got that, you know what I'm saying? Because you're like, what if I don't watch and something important happens? Yo, I might actually start treating the debate like I treat sports. Like I might be like, yo, I'll catch Sports Center in the morning. I'll catch Debate Center in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause and Captain Anarchy said we get to choose our master. Like, yo, man. Shouts to Blue Knight said, that's it. We have gotten far away from voting on policy. We just vote for the candidate. Yeah, we essentially vote for with this said, presidency for a long time has been since the beginning of the presidency has been sort of a popularity contest. But I will agree with you, Blue Knight, that now it seems since like Bush 2, it's been more and more. Well, even since I'll back up to Reagan. Since Reagan, it's been steeply rooted in like yo, this is just personality. Like this is just personality. Like it was always like personality, but someone had like personality with a plan. And then now it's like it started leaning on like it's this personality, not really a plan. And I mean, not saying like it was some amazing plan, but at least they made up something for you. I think that's what I'm asking. Make up something. Try. Make up something. Do something where you pretend to go and do something. Oh man, but Marquis Collins said, yeah, catch the highlight. Man, boy, that's a trip. So, you know, that along with COVID, because you know COVID is a big deal, especially amongst white people because they don't want to wear no mask. All they did is spin their wheels on COVID. Both guys. You got Joe Biden. She's like, all right, what's gonna be your plan? And like, dude is just like, yeah, we gonna wear masks. And she's like, well, what about reopening? Or what if you don't want to reopen? Like, are you gonna stop people from opening or whatever? You're gonna do another shutdown? Dude's like tiptoeing around it. Like, dude, I'd rather you just say something that we don't like instead of trying to say something that you think we might like because you're trying to. It's just annoying. Like, dude, let's be for real. You might have to shut down again. You probably do already need to shut down again. But you're scared to say it because all of the dudes that was going to kidnap the governor of Michigan, you want their vote. So it's like, you're scared to say like, yo, we actually might have to shut down again. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I have to look at the data. But you don't want to say that because you're scared to lose these people's vote. So you end up not pleasing anyone. You know what I'm saying? You end up in the middle with this lukewarm answer that really means nothing because you just sat on the fence on it. And Trump's answers, whoo, boy, you ain't got the answer, Sway. So Trump's answers was tripping. You know he was tripping all night. But I guess besides that, the last thing that I thought was interesting, well, before I get that, I'll highlight Tay 1990, you said, we just need to do our own research and question these candidates on their politics. Politicians are tools to be brought and used to push your agenda. The debates are useless. Yeah, they used to have a place in politics, man. I don't know if they really have a place anymore. Captain Anarchy says it was actually the Nixon-Kennedy debate when the debate started being televised. That started the personality test for a president. Okay. Well, all right, so a little bit earlier. You know what I'm saying? Slightly earlier. But that, man, I'm going to tell you for real. It's like, man, it's hard slogging through this. The last thing I thought was, let's see, the interesting thing that I thought was prudent to bring up is when they talked about election tampering in last election and this one coming. Here's why this is interesting to me. All of our intelligence agencies rarely agree on any one or two things. The whole intelligence community has come out and been like, yo, man, yup, people tampering with our stuff, yo. They tampering. They tampering with our election. That alone should have been like, oh, well, if we know our election was tampered with, then that means that the results are not legitimate, meaning that we're under a president at this moment that isn't technically legitimate. We need to do a recount. We need to go back and forth. We got to rewind, do something. Nope, forget about it. So cool. Now we got this one coming up. And they're like, oh, well, there's still election tampering going on. We found out there's some people, what did they say, like Iran or something? They found some people through Iran and some people, they know it's still going on. And so Joe Biden's like, he's like, Trump ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing anything, and he ain't trying to stop it. I'm like, oh, cool. Well, I guess that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because it worked out for him. Word. And so she was like, yo, what you gonna do? And he said, they will pay the price. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like the whole night, you're like, what does this mean? Like, you will pay. Like, say if I was like, Womo in the chat. Like, Womo, if I was like, yo, you will pay the price. You're like, I don't know. Does that mean like I'm gonna have to pay you with money? Does it mean you're gonna beat me up? What does that mean? I don't. There's a large. You will pay the price is a huge, vague variance of different actions that could happen. Like, they will pay the price. I'm gonna make China pay the price. Really? I'm gonna make Russia pay the price. How? What is your plan? Oh, unless it's some Trump stuff where he's like, yo, look, I ain't gonna tell y'all my plan because I don't wanna put out my stuff like that.
It'll be coming out soon.
It's gonna be coming out very soon. Yo, when the and on COVID, yo, when the vaccine coming, my dude, where the vaccine at? It'll be here. When it be here? That's essentially what he said.
It's gonna be great. He said it
was gonna be very soon. You know, maybe before the end of the year. I'm like, hold up. So what is very soon? Once again, vagueness. And don't get me wrong. I'm not a president. I'm not a politician. I'm just someone who's like, yo, this stuff is crazy, and we got to do something. We got to get out in the streets. We got to make sure that we vote down ballot. We got to make sure that we vote for our city council people. Crazy judges, vote for, our school boards and all that mess. Sheriff.
Yeah, judges are so important.
Yeah.
Judges are so important because when we have these life-changing things that happen, that's something a judge did.
Yeah. And
not so much the president of the United States, but that's why they fight so hard to get these judges into office because, they know that they're the ones that actually are making
them out of office is not easy, man. And shouts to Artificial Records, yo, Artificial De La Soul, what up? But he said you got to vote for me first. That's right. He's like, look, you want my plan? Got to vote for me first, though. Like, but what if I don't like the plan? Too bad. Too bad. Oh man, so
you'll like it. It'll be the best.
The second presidential debate. I don't know anything more about Joe Biden than I knew before.
Nope.
I don't know anything more than I knew about DT that I didn't know before.
Well, you now know that he's the least racist person in the room.
Oh yeah, he's the least. He's the president that did the most for black people and black history.
Now, if he's the least racist person in the room, David Duke must have been there.
Yo, man.
I'm just saying.
Look, I'm like, my dude, stop it. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on. But I will say this, guys, I do want y'all to vote. I ain't telling y'all who to vote for. And if you don't want to vote for the president, fine. But at least vote down ballot.
Yeah.
The people that are in your city, the people that are in your local offices, those are the people that matter to you most because they are in your face every day.
Yeah.
The stuff, parking zones, whether you're going to get public transit, whether you're going, like all kinds of stuff, please vote down ballot. Presidency, I understand. Like, yo, I get it. But down ballot, you know what I'm saying? That stuff is important. That stuff is stuff that you deal with while you're in the rat race day to day. You know what I'm saying? It, is, it's crazy. But Captain Anarchy said that the Constitution has either authorized such a government as we have had or has been powerless to prevent it. In either case, it is unfit to exist. And Lysander Spooner, I guess. But yeah, I mean, look, I like what I'm seeing from the younger generation. I like people mobilizing. I like people focusing on voting down ballot. I like the energy we're getting now because, like I said, I think when it comes to our political diet, we need to have protest, kind of, I'd say maybe voting next, and then no, protest, boycott, voting. because we vote with our dollars every day. We only vote every 2 years, at least for, our local stuff. So yeah, I think protest is a very healthy part of our political diet, and we need to get out there. And then also, like we said, the stuff that we've gotten this year for the small movements we've gotten for police reform and for no knock warrant, stuff like that, have come from protests. They have not come from voting. Yeah. So protest is, still very important. But yeah, debate, there's a third one coming. So, whatever. Oh man. Hey, it is what it is. But unfortunately, no, we do have some good black news, but there's been some interesting trend, especially lately since your girl Jamele Hill decided to get more vocal on Twitter. All right, so earlier this week, unfortunately, #BlameBlackMen was trending. I'm sure we've talked about gender wars here before, where there's this energy around like all black men are this, all black women are this, all black, black people just horrible. No matter where you are, if you're a man, all the women are bad. If you're a woman, all the men are bad, and it's going on and on. And on Twitter, it seems that no matter what happens, we're able to turn, it can be anything. I feel like a conversation about who has the best subs in your city can turn into black women are all this or black men are all this. So earlier this week, we got a tweet from Jamele Hill talking about black men and patriarchy. You know how that goes. Like before I tee it up, I'm sure you already know how that go. And it surprised me because I saw it from, I think Torin tweeted about it first. Well, he didn't tweet about it first, but I saw his response for it first. And then later on, I saw Jackie Ray from The Fumble respond to Jamele Hill. But Jamele Hill, she made a statement that said, "I have increasingly found that many black men just want better access to patriarchy. They don't actually want it dismantled." So, of course, people had to respond. There were people that were like, yay, people that were like, nay. You know what I'm saying? It was all over. And once again, those gender wars get started up off of something very inflammatory. And it's because, go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry. I gotta jump in because like you and I were talking about earlier, we don't see this happen in any other race. And people may say, oh, well, you have, white feminists. But the thing is, they attack the issue. They don't attack their men. They don't say white men are this and white men are that. They're attacking what their issues are. That's what they're going after. You don't see them parading around, putting on social media, white men are garbage. Why are we the only ones who do that crap? You don't see Asian women doing it. You don't see Latino women doing it. And it's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing, and it makes me angry, and it's hurtful. I have a husband that I love and respect. I had a father that I loved and respect. I have a brother. I have nephews. I have friends. I have cousins that are black men, and I respect and love all of them. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. Of course they are not. They have their issues. But to sit here and generalize black men and say that they're this and that, and to blame them and talk about this patriarchy in terms of black men, it's craziness. Black men don't have access to power in that way.
No, we don't.
And she's referring to black men that make it to the 1% and make it to this access of power. I understand what she's saying about those men, and we see them on television, and I can agree with her about that small group of black men. But to generalize all black men and put this out on Twitter and we are thinking of the black men that we see day in and day out. It's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Later on in that thread, she says something, and I'm paraphrasing, so I don't know exactly. I'm gonna see if I can find the actual where she says it, but she says something like let's just say some of the conversations I've had recently are ... disturbing. And hold on, let me grab the link so I can throw it in the chat so y'all guys can see it. But here's my thing. You've had a couple of conversations that were disturbing. I would bet that the conversation, and she said somewhere else about her experiences. I would bet that your experience or experiences throughout your whole life don't even equal up to 1% of the population of black men. So how are you going to apply this to all black men? You can't. Like, it would be crazy for any other, like, say if Dr. Fauci came out and was like, yo, all right, we got this study, such and such going on with COVID. And we were like, word, how many people did you study? Yo, I studied like 5 people. You'd be like, you need to go back and do some more stuff. That ain't enough.
In all fairness, she didn't say all black men, did she?
Well, she said black men. So she said, I have increasingly found that many black men, many black men just want better access to patriarchy. They don't actually want it dismantled. And then she kind of like backs up a little bit and says, well, many doesn't mean all. And I'm like, well, that's cool, except for the fact that if someone, especially on the internet, was to say something this inflammatory about women, they would be getting dragged from sea to sea. And it's this weird energy around. It's this weird energy around, like, I feel like it's another arm of continually attacking the black family. Because, I mean, since we've got on these shores, the black family has been under attack. You know what I'm saying? Because we're strongest when we're together. And then when we're together, we become a community and all that. So we're just literally looking at another situation where this is just playing out, once again, to divide us over something that's not really happening. What I mean by is this. Are there women that do, I don't know, silly stuff, or they're not moralistic or whatever? But I wouldn't take the actions of, say, a Nicki Minaj or Meg Thee Stallion or a Her even, or Azalea Banks. I wouldn't take that woman and say, see, black women be doing. No. They are celebrities, and don't get me wrong. It's not that I hate celebrities, but they do live a different life. And I can't use the life of, some black celebrity, fill in the blank, as a blanket for all of the everyday black women that's just minding their business and chilling and living their lives. You know what I'm saying? That would be crazy for me to even try to do that. And then, but it seems like on the other side, you can take one black man, or say I've had conversations with a couple black men that statistically are infinitesimal, negligible, like, and say, well, many black men. Well, it's not even many black men. It's not even many.
It's like, what do you call many? She may mean many in her circle. And again, you're talking,
that's your fault.
You're talking about a different group of people. You're talking about people that are surrounded by power, that have access. That's a whole different animal. I'm sure black women operate differently themselves in that circle. And it just makes me angry, because I feel like I feel like I'm in, some sort of Twilight Zone where I'm the only black woman jumping up and down going, stop.
Yeah, it's crazy where you're like, yo, hold up. So you mean to tell me that you've had a couple of relationships or a couple of conversations with some black guys, and now all of a sudden black men are just this? So anyway, of course, then we got a hashtag that said blame black men. That's great. Isn't that awesome for us? Look at how well this goes. Now, of course, I'm going to go in and say this. I don't think we would ever see this from any other group. For any other group in the black community. You would never see blame black women because they just know better. You're going to get dragged. Or blame black gays or blame black midgets. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. It's this weird idea where they know intrinsically, and when I say they, I'm talking about the people that operate and kind of like push forward the culture of white supremacy. And in this case, talking about white women, because white women have the largest access to black women in the space of talking about how bad black men are. So white women have sort of figured out this way to kind of stoke these flames of like this gender war every time you turn around for anything. And don't get me wrong, black men and black women have issues we need to work out. I am not saying they don't. But I'm also saying you can't take Terry Crews and say that's all black men. We can't take Omarosa and say that's all black women.
Thank you.
We can't. Because if we do, we lose. We fail off of this. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, shouts out to the chat. Blue Knight says, so in the medical field, they still believe black people don't feel pain like white people. Yeah, unfortunately, that's true. Also, Blue Knight says, that's true. A lot of people look at the black family as the mother and her children. Then they protect it. They project it not normal to have a whole black family like with my mom and dad and brother. So yeah, they're trying to make it very, very commonplace to just disrespect black men in general, and disrespect black men in general in lieu of kind of like, I guess, raising black women. But the thing is, we are linked. We are together. So if someone's tearing you down, then guess what? Especially if it's me, if I'm tearing you down, I can't win neither. And I remember last week on Lovecraft Country, they did a review, and Vincent was one of the panelists, and he said that George, Uncle George had died, and once Tick died, then there was no one else but marginalized people left on the show. And so I was like, hold up. Are you trying to say that Tick, a black man, and he said because he was straight, I was like, are you saying that Tick isn't marginalized? He shrugged his shoulders and was like, there's a hierarchy. You can check out the video. Black Tribbles, Vincent, the finale. So that was like a week ago, like Sunday. Or no, it was this Monday. And he just shrugged his shoulders and like, there's a hierarchy. And I'm like, we can't shrug our shoulders at each other. And this is a real thing, completely writing off black men, or if we were completely writing off black women. Because
it's just so embarrassing, because it's one thing to have this crazy conversation, amongst each other. It's another to go on Twitter and other, social platforms and say this foolishness. It's embarrassing.
Who do you think wins? Who do you think wins with these conversations?
It's embarrassing and it's untrue. Yeah. Let me say both of those things.
It's loud and wrong.
If I'm the only black woman that says this, I'll just be the only black woman who says this. Black men and women, like you said, have issues with each other. But to throw the whole lot away is dumb. And I get so sick and tired of black women talking about black men, but you constantly looking for one. If you think black men are so terrible, why you constantly trying to get one? Why? Well, I don't know why I can't get a man. I can give you a clue.
Unless it's like Jamele Hill, where you smiling and cheesing up in every white man face you can get next to. But with that said, we had some more tweets this week because it carried on. Jackie Ray from The Fumble. I love you, Jackie Ray. You my girl, we here. I'm down with you. She responded and said, I love you, but you're out of pocket for this. The pro-black woman decides to make a blatant statement about many black men. You know black men in your circle. I'm sure you can respect your circle is not a solid representation of many black men. Don't cause division in our own camp. I was like, Jackie Ray, J Ray the Fanatic, she dope. She's been dope for a minute. This is her tweet, so you can check it out. But of course, like I said, blame black men started trending. So we got a tweet that said,
hashtag.
They made a hashtag.
Oh my God.
This girl online at Mo Elizabeth said, Black Lives Matter, but at the same time, I hate black men.
Then don't say Black Lives Matter, because guess what? Black men are, I don't know, black lives.
But see, here's the thing. There's been this slow and weird disassociation from black movements and black men. It's like someone's been trying to separate us.
Yeah.
And well, we know who that someone is, you know what I'm saying, the white power structure in America. But it's like, it's weird when you watch it online, because I've been slowly seeing this over the past, I don't know, it's been real heavy, like the last, say, 5 years, getting worse and worse. But it's weird where it's like, how can you be pro-black and be like, I hate black men?
That's the dumbest thing I've heard of in my life.
You hate black women. It was like that dumb stuff on the Ice Cube when they were on Fox, and she was like, I don't see nothing for black women in here. Are you black?
Yeah,
then it's for black women too. It's for all of us. Why would I single you out for yourself? Why do you need something specially singled out for you? This is a plan for the black culture in America. This isn't black contract with black American men. Right, it's not contract with black women of America.
Because the thing is, if you
black America, whether you like it or not, it's not singling one gender over another.
Right. If you want to talk about women's issues and then be more specific and talk about black women's issues, that's outside of the contract with Black America. The contract with Black America talks specifics about things that black people need and want.
Whether you're a child, a grandfather, a mom,
about
a college kid,
education, finance, credit, police reform. That applies to men and women that are black.
Any of us.
You just trying to find stuff to be mad about and to make division and say, oh, well, you're not... It's like just the stupidest stuff I've heard of in my life.
I remember when I did a show, and I can call this out because the show is on my channel, so it's not like this is hidden. But I went back and forth with one of my guests one time. We did a challenge. Me and some friends of mine did a challenge, and it was a challenge that was going around on the internet. And she said, "Oh, it was cool. I really like what you did." And then as to undercut it, she said you needed more women in it though, or more black women in it though. And I stopped her in the tracks. I was like, hold up. I've seen many of this challenge all over the internet with nothing but black women in them. Not one black man at all. No one better than I.
Yep.
I was like, and we had black women in there. We reached out to them. They did not respond. What am I supposed to do if they don't respond? What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to beg you to be on my show? Am I supposed to like, I don't know, continue to email and nothing happen? Like what am I supposed to do to get you to be on my show? And this is the reason I say this is because this is a perfect example of going about your day and someone calls you out as if you're some kind of like you're some kind of I don't know villain that's trying to like directly exclude. No, there were people in the video that were women, and you want to know why they were in the video? Because when we put out the call to them, they answered and sent a video back. They didn't soft shoe. They didn't go on and on about why they couldn't do it or they need more time. They just did it and got back. You know what I'm saying? And without going too far, it's extremely hard dealing in this industry when you're like, yo, I want y'all to come and be on my show, or I want y'all to be on a panel, and then they don't respond or they ghost you.
And
then turn around and be like, you ain't got no black women on your show. Interesting. Funny. But back to this, blame black men was trending. So then we had another tweet, and this was interesting on this tweet. I put it in the chat. Y'all can check out the tweet. A woman literally said, yes, I blame black men. Not to mention, white men are the weakest and didn't even invent the gunpowder used in them weapons y'all swear they invented. Then continues and says, I don't understand how the most genetically gifted men on this planet allowed themselves, their women, and their children to become enslaved. The only group on the planet to do so by willingly allowing an outside group to do this. I ponder this often. The truth hurts me.
Look.
So old girl just went straight up and said, yo, look, we went through slavery because black men did it. And I was like, wow. So we're just not gonna put the blame where it's supposed. The blame is black men's blame. Really?
It makes me feel like some of these are not real accounts.
Like these people gotta be wild.
Some of them are so ridiculous. It makes me feel like these aren't real accounts. These are some crazy white folks or some Russians or somebody, making these accounts, because it's like there's no way you're real. There's no way you're a real person and put those thoughts together, typed it, and put enter. There's no way. Yeah. There's no way.
Blue Knight said the cohesive thing, I guess, of us is our oppression, not just gender, sexual orientation, class, or status. Not of that. It's our blackness. And somewhere along the line, white feminists got black women to believe, or the black women that do this, to believe that gender was more important than their race. Meanwhile, white women put their race above their gender.
Absolutely.
Every time.
Absolutely.
White people was just complaining 4 years ago about how many white women voted for Trump. Huh. Right after the P-Gate. Remember that? Remember that? Because white people will have you running around thinking that's the game you're supposed to play, and they playing a whole nother joint. And then you come out looking dumb because you've only worked to diminish your family. And not saying, once again, I know there's issues black men got. I know there's issues black women got.
Yeah.
Because black women, trust me, are not above having their own issues. Neither are black LGBT or gay, lesbian, trans, whatever, queer, whatever it is. You're not above your issues.
People have issues.
But we are black. So when Black Lives Matter, that means everybody. Kids, grand folks, adults, teenagers, preteens, college kids, everybody. 8 to 80, crippled, dumb, or crazy. All right? All of them. You don't get to pick and choose who ain't black no more. All right? It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unless it's J-Lo saying that she black in a new song.
Well, you said black no more. She had to be black to begin with to be black mo.
Yeah, she was never black to be black no more in the first place.
Ugh.
But so the saga continued though. And there was a young lady that said, let me guess, hashtag blame black men trending because instead of holding white people accountable for their role in maintaining and upholding white supremacy, it's somehow black men's fault. And that, you know what I'm saying, that's another one I'll drop in the chat for you guys so you can see, you know what I'm saying. It's crazy how this thing catches fire like it does. And I mean, of course, here's the reason it's an issue. Because, people are watching, all right? They watching you. They're watching your accounts, and they're watching that stuff you say. And they're watching the stuff you say about your people. your men, your sisters, your women, whatever. They're watching it and they're enjoying this. It would be awesome to not go off on gender wars, especially based on what some celebrity does or does not do. Then Nicole's view comes through. She says in this tweet right here, Black women, if you're participating in this hashtag and you're regurgitating anti-Black rhetoric, then you're nothing but a bunch of Carolyn Bryants. Don't ever fix your wannabe twisted white feminist lips to say BLM. You are off code and you are an enemy. So yeah, so it was good to see some responses up in this joint where it was like, nah, man, like y'all bugging, like you really bugging. But shouts to Professor Black Truth. Professor Black Truth here on YouTube. You know the deal. Here's his tweet. Homie said, Jamele Hill proudly spent her life working for companies that were all white owned or run by white men. White men fired her from ESPN for criticizing another white man, DT. Now she desperately wants to get another TV gig from those same white men. So what does she do? Hashtag blame Black men. And that was well put. I don't think I could put it better than that. And this is the kind of stuff that gets the algorithm riled up in a very bad way. We could get the algorithm moving for positive things. Yes, do Black people have issues? Yes, we do. But for me to get online and say that Black women is this or that in front of the world, nah, bruh, I might holler at you behind the scenes, but we ain't doing that. We ain't doing none of that. Like, yo, we in this together, y'all. And look, and I'll say this to those that are trying to divide us. Look, we already on our own. If they divide us, you think it's bad now. What about when they divide us? And remember, the division don't stop. Because right now, what you have is Black women, Black gay men, and everyone else who's LGBT in Black space. What happens when the LGBT side of white supremacy says, you know what? You don't need those straight Black women either. They're bad. They're problematic. They're deeply troubled or whatever. They're trash. Then what happens next? So what? Are we just going to blame Black women then? Or is that it? Look, I'm going to tell y'all for real. Yo, I don't have a problem with civil discourse. I don't have a problem with us dealing with our issues in our own spaces that we control. But getting up in front of the world saying like Black men want patriarchy, when Black men, let me say this. Black men do not enjoy any parts of patriarchy. We don't. I don't know who sold you this bill of goods, but they don't. Black men aren't running around with all this like pseudo white power. Now, rich, maybe 1% white men probably are. There may be an example to be made for, Black millionaires or Black people, Black men that are making, say, $400,000 a year and more. There may be an argument to be made for that. But that is not the vast majority of Black men. It's not. It would be great if it was. It'd be like, oh snap, we all rich. Oh, hey. But it's not. It's not the case. It is not the case. And also, just because you see a lot of rich or famous celebrities and athlete Black men marrying white women, that doesn't mean that Black men are marrying white women. On average, Black men, the everyday Black man, just regular minding his business, the bank teller, the janitor, the trash truck driver, the fireman, the school teacher, the mechanic, the everyday Black man marries a Black woman, has a regular life, minds their business, and enjoys themselves. So stop dumping on each other online and stop dumping the problems and the craziness of celebrities on regular folk. Yeah. It's asinine.
And my thing is, don't come out of your mouth talking about Black Lives Matter and and what we need to do as black people and how we need to come together and we losing our rights, and then turn around and start trashing black men. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any parts of it. If you have issues with some of the men you've dated, or you have issues with your daddy or your uncle, your cousin or your brother, take up issue with them. But you're not going to sit here and trash all black men and then turn around and try to act like you're so important, standing up for the cause of Black Lives Matter. Sit down.
Especially when these are the same people that jumped up and be like, we don't want you calling all black women, you know, B's and H's and all that. It's like, but then you just gonna turn around and call all black men? Come on, man. Come on. It's silly. It's a fallacy. It's hypocritical. It's a whole bunch of other stuff. And guys, we ain't got to do it. We can stop this mess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we can stop this mess.
And it's to the point.
We family. We can
do
this.
I'm actually getting annoyed by saying, you know, oh, this is all, you know, formulated by, you know, white people. Because the thing is, even if that's true, we need to stop falling for it. We need to just cut it out and stop falling for it. If we know that that's what they're doing, stop falling for it, because we are the ones that can say, okay, we're not even going to get into this. We're going to stop it. And I'm going to ask any black woman that sees these tweets, you need to make a response in support of black men, because, you know, our voice isn't getting heard. We're seeing all of these tweets where it's all of these black women out here trashing black men, and we need to say something in response and be like, no, not today. We're not doing that today.
It's similar to who said some silly stuff about black men? I don't know if it was like some rapper said some silly stuff about black men, and we did a video on it on Beats Vibes Life, and there was a young lady that came in the comments and was like, well, just because you've seen black families doesn't mean that you know, black men are marrying white women. And I was like, no, but remember, because I've seen black families does mean that what that person is saying is not true. The black family is not, black men aren't all running around marrying white women or whatever. So it's like, what I'm saying is, what they're saying is not all true. So if it's not all true, then maybe we should have a deeper discussion instead of just living in hyperbole for the rest of our lives. But big shout out to Tay1990. He said, you're right, Lady Lisa. These accounts could be bots. However, people, especially black people, are so emotional and need to alleviate stress through social media. This makes us a prime target, which is true. Which is, you know, that's why I circle back, because we talked about gender wars before. We got to find a way to stop dumping on each other online. You know what I'm saying? Being black is stressful enough. We can't do this to each other. You know what I'm saying? This is the time where we need each other. I'm not dicing black folks up. I don't got time to dice you up. All the black tall people get over here. All the black short people get over here. All the black gay people get over here. All the black lesbian people get over here. All the black, no, just black people. We together. Look, we all we got. All right. Keep on letting them separate us. Keep on letting us drive us apart. It's not going to be pretty. We're at a very important moment where we can make some serious moves as a unit. And don't get me wrong, unity is not equal. We were talking about this on Black Together. TD Jake said this. Unity does not mean sameness.
Yeah.
I don't have to agree with everything you do to be unified in your freedom. I don't have to be exactly like you or do the same thing you do, or agree with the same thing you do to be unified in solidarity for your freedom, for our freedom. You know what I'm saying? So remember that, you know, because a lot of people think that, oh, unity means we have to agree on every single thing in the world. No. Even when people want to get nostalgic for the civil rights movement, guess what? SNCC didn't agree with everything the Black Panthers did. Black Panthers didn't agree with everything that Martin did. Martin didn't agree with everything Malcolm did. Malcolm didn't agree with everything, I can't think of his name now, Elijah Muhammad did. Like, so trust me, but they were all at the same time working for the freedom of black people in America. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have to agree with everything. But I do think we need a certain level of respect for each other. And just remember that unity does not mean sameness. I can support you and be like, yo, you go do your thing, you go win, without agreeing with everything that you say. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll say this.
There's a larger battle going on. Yeah. A larger war going on.
And I'll say this just to push the point again. It's not enough to stand up and say, we don't want the police killing our black men, just for us to turn around and kill him with our words. It just doesn't make sense. You know, we always talk about, you know, us being covered. Well, some women talk about us being covered and protected. Well, we need to cover and protect them. It goes both ways. We need to cover them and protect their reputation and stand up for them, you know, when they're being, you know, beat down verbally, not just physically. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, y'all.
Like, you can't, like, we just ain't gonna be able to survive if we continually fighting on some stuff that ain't even near, you know, studied or true or nothing. Like, we ain't gonna survive like that. But fam, look, we here. We ain't gonna leave off on a bad note. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna leave off on a bad note. I promise you, we're not gonna leave off on a bad note. But I will read this. Blur just said, bruh, I know how it feels when they get behind you, behind them closed doors. White people work together when they work against you. When I was a bank regulator coming out of college, I learned that and I felt it. So yeah, white feminists will be like, hey, black feminists, look, gender is more important than your race. Then they'll turn around to their people and be like, check it. Race is more important than gender. Like, man, look, all I'm saying is, look, I'm just being for real. We have our issues. Yes, we do. We need to deal with them. Yes, we do. Tearing each other down online in front of the world to see, it's not the move, man. It's not the move. Spaces that we control, yeah, I'm down with that. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of craziness in the culture, but there's a lot of beauty. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of awesome people in the culture. There's some amazing black women out there. Some amazing black men out there. And for us to, if we could focus on those, see how different our engagements online could be. But you know, with that said, we gonna end with some good black news.
Yes.
Lisa, we got good black news.
We're gonna always make sure we have some good black news
at the end, y'all.
Okay,
circle around.
So once again, you know, when I want to find good black news, I go to a site that is called goodblacknews.org.
That's right.
And what they have provided is an actual list of a variety of different protests, a list of links to petitions, donations, resources, and education. So all different types of things you want to donate to: Justice for George Floyd, Justice for Breonna Taylor, Run with Maud, Justice for Ahmaud Arbery, Hands Up Act petition. And then they actually have, we get down to it, a Minnesota Protester Bail Fund. There's a link to that, National Bail Fund Network. Other organizations like the Black Visions Collective in Minnesota. And then they have information for when you want to contact representatives, NAACP, all the way down to, they have a list of different documentaries, films, shows, podcasts, etc. That concern the Black community. So it's just, it's like actually a good resource, and I'm going to post the link for you.
Yeah. So there's that, which is cool, and I'm just glad. I'm glad in general that, like, yo, look, we got something. You know what I'm saying? We got something. We got some resources. So if you can't get out there and protest, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I put the list of bail funds in a lot of my videos. You can't get out there and protest, support them. You know what I'm saying? They out there doing their thing.
Yeah. Call representatives and you know, say what your concerns are.
Yeah, definitely. There's dope stuff going on in the Black community, and Good Black News is the place where you can go and just feel like, you know what? Thank you. And also I wanted to add in they had a this was last updated on August 28th, so it's been a while. But I keep bringing this up because I brought this up in another show. But don't forget, you know, Jeanette Epps will be the first black woman to join the International Space Station crew. That's right. So for you out here thinking that all black women is Meg the Stallion, she going to space. All right, she going to space, all the way up there in space. That means that she was probably in the Air Force or something, because that's kind of like a fast track for aerospace programs or something. She probably went up there. She's about to go up space and do cool things. All right, that's where it's cool stuff. All right, so look, all right, there's black intellectuals, there's black astrophysicists, black space flying people. There's all kinds of cool stuff out there. So you know what I'm saying? Yo, black space flying people, they out there. So. With that said, guys, thank you. And I saw the likes in here. Oh my God, man, you guys are hitting the like button. You guys are, man, hey, thank you. So to everybody up in the chat, before we get out of here, big shout out to Marquise Collins, Sandra Thomas, Blue Knight, Boogsworthy, saw Keith and Jones in here, Blurtish, Tay 1990, Hitflix, let's see who else we had at Captain Anarchy. Oh boy, that's an interesting name. We ain't get Fillmore Pockets today. That's that Fillmore Pockets is a trip. And who else? Joe Cool. Let's see who else we had up in the spot. That might be it. Yeah, if I missed your name, I apologize. It's not my fault. It's not on purpose. We still here. We still cool. So, with that said, Lisa, say peace. We love all y'all. Y'all beautiful sunshiny faces. I'm glad y'all made it another week. I know it's not easy. I know it's stressful out there. I hope y'all are staying safe. Washing hands, gloves, masks, whatever you got to do. If you can stay in, stay in. If you're essential worker, I know you got to get out. You got to do what you got to do. Just stay protected. You know what I'm saying? Because this COVID thing is real. It's going to be a while before it slow down. So with that said, of course, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. YouTube is the hub, so hit that thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Hit that thumbs down if you don't. But if you don't, and you hit that thumbs down, I'm gonna send Jamele Hill after you. And you better hope that you're a woman, because if Jamele Hill comes and you're a man, all she going to do is tell you that you want the patriarchy and that you ain't going to dismantle nothing. Meanwhile, the story is that her mama was voting Republican like the last few years or something like that. But anyway, just who cares, man? Just look, y'all do the best y'all can. Your honest, earnest attempt every day to be better for yourself and those around you, because folks on Twitter be tripping. So podcast if you want to listen, Spotify for that music. Look at you always trying to do a woo. You trying to come in at the end, trying to do a woo for you. Here you go. After you've been, man, boy, don't be trying to take over. Anyway, with that said, of course, we're going to leave you with Arcatron. That's ARCKATRON.com. Much love to this dude. We got a new song coming out soon, and this song will probably be out before the vaccine. So, shoot a music video for it right now. So, with that said, guys, it's been wonderful hanging with y'all. Can't wait till next time. We do have a live stream tomorrow. I'll be with Blurtish and some other folks. So, from us to you, we say thank you for watching and peace. You what you want to do, a woo for them? You want to do a woo? Give them a woo. Say woo for you. Woo. Woo for you, a woo for you, a woo for you, a woo for you. Anyway, y'all, we out. Peace. Oh, man. Peace out, y'all.